Hi students, JNTU KR16, third year ECE. Microwave engineering. So these are the main significances of the traveling wave tube. Number one, it has very good gain, approximately 40 dB gain. Similarly, bandwidth, it is provide high gain, significance, low noise, uh, amplifier design. So microwave amplifiers are designed by using this type of traveling wave tubes. Similarly, these traveling wave tubes are operated up to 50 gigahertz. And another feature equals to this traveling wave tube is broadband device. As we know, it is a broadband device. So let me look with the brief structural view of this traveling wave tube. It's a very important diagram. I think take snapshot for this diagram. The basic construction diagram. So helix traveling wave tube. A very popular question for our end examinations. Construction diagram or helix traveling wave tube. So here I am mentioning parts. Here we have the supply, and the heater gun, which is electron gun. It is a cathode here, the cathode, and it is a anode plate. So these are anode plates. So here we mentioned two magnets. So that focusing magnets, magnet 1 and magnet 2. So in between we have slow wave structure. In between we have slow wave structure. So outer of this slow wave structure, these electron beams are generated here. So that is all electrons are collected at collector terminal. Okay, all electrons are collected collector terminal. And here we are having RF input, RF output, gain or modulation control voltage. Here we have gain or modulation control voltage. Regulated power beam supply. regulated power beam supply. So therefore cathode is directly connected to negative terminal of regulated power supply. The anode is connected to negative pin of gain modulated or modulation control voltage. Clear? So positive tip connected to the ground. Similarly, here we have regulated power supply. Positive is connected to the helix current overload relay. So here we have some overload relay. Similarly, collector connected to plus collector supply positive terminal and the collector supply negative terminal connected to cathode. So this is the basic constructional diagram for helix type of traveling wave tube. Generally, this helix type of traveling wave tube use electron beam associated with slow wave structure. So we have various slow wave structure. In upcoming classes, I will talk about slow wave structure. So in this class, just start with the brief idea about helix traveling wave tube. Take snapshot. And this is the simplified version. So this is the simplified version or simplified circuit for helix traveling wave tube. So simplified, they are simply called equivalent circuit or equivalent circuit for helix traveling wave tube. The entire same here. So gun supply. So here we have same cathode terminal and anode terminal, same like previous diagram. Just this diagram has equivalent circuit for this present slide. No change in the circuit. Similarly, we are applying microwave signal now for RF input. And we have slow wave structure, which is having helix type slow wave structure. So this is the slow wave structure. And you are taking the RF output. So here you are having somewhat of RF output. In between them, the slow wave structure is able to guide the electron beam. This comes from electron gun supply anode terminal. Finally, it will collect at a collector terminal. So how this amplification can be done should be explained by statemental wise in the next slide. So in between we have some magnetical focusing structure. So here we are having some axial electrical field. So field associated with the electron in this traveling wave tube that equal to here axial electric field. So in our previous semester, we are familiar about helix type of the antenna. Clear now? So this helix type of the antenna, same again one of the application of helix, which is in traveling wave tube structure. Right there we have pitch angle. So here we are having capital P equal to helix pitch, simply called helix pitch. So in between this area, in between this space. So all electrons are be formed. They are able to provide the bunching mechanism. Okay. So here I mentioned the entire operation. So basically, the helix traveling wave tube consisting of electron beam and slow wave structure. Generally, slow wave structure here. What is the slow wave structure? Helix type of the winding. So helix type of the winding is used as a slow wave structure. Regularly, like our two cavity klystron, reflex klystron, electron beam, simply called E beam. So it is consisting of the electron beam and slow wave structure. When can create a beam of electron. So here we have an electron gun now. This heater electrons are generated by cathode. Those are be available in electron beam. That is the electron beam is focused by the magnetical field along the electron beam and the slow wave structure. So that is the main important of this helix traveling wave tube. When this type of phenomena is observed, the type of principle in this microwave engineering is called as a linear O-type traveling wave tube. So this is called O-type traveling wave tube. Nothing but when electron beam is focused by constant magnetical field along the electron beam, the slow wave structure that should be resembles as linear beam type tubes, simply called as O-type tube. Why? Because in our previous slide, so here electron beam is guided by focusing magnetical coils. So one coil is placed upper and one coil is placed bottom. So these two coils used to guide the electron beam. This type of phenomena is simply called it as linear type traveling wave tube. This type of the structure. Another important point here I mentioned, the slow wave structure is either be a helical or folded backline. Here we not implemented the any backline concept. This is only a helical type. The applied signal propagate around the helix and produces an electrical field at the center of the helix and directed along the axis. So this is the main principle of the traveling wave tube. Whatever be the field, that is applied signal that should be propagate from the electron gun, that should be enters into the terms of helix. That's why here RF input. So we are giving here RF input, very small signal, whereas in RF output, that is should be amplified in the traveling wave tube. That's why here helical helix traveling wave tube is also be called as an amplifier. This applied signal propagates through this helix structure. Automatically some electrical field is generated along the helix. That field is tried to drive the signal throughout the structure of the helix. This type of electrical field associated with the helix here called as axial electric field. Up to our previous topics, we are familiar about the magnetical field, electrical field. But here the new electrical field, that is termed as axial electrical field. From where this axial electrical field obtained? When generated signal propagate through the structure of the helix automatically a new electrical field, axial electrical field. So how to simplify this axial electrical field is nothing but this axial electrical field, that is simply call it as velocity of light. That is the axial field. Velocity of the signal can be represented by velocity of the light multiplied by pitch of the helix particular axis to the diameter. That is the C into P by D. I already mentioned previous one, C into P by D. Nothing but this is the axial electrical field. This axial electrical field is progressively changes with respect to the velocity of the electron beam. So that axial electrical field equation can be represented by velocity of the light multiplied by ratio of the helix pitch value to the circumference. Clear? Now what happened in the mechanism when by this electron beam, when electrons are entered into the helical tube, there may be interaction between these electrons and the existing axial electrical field along with the momentum of these electrons. So therefore what happened with the mutual coupling? There exists some electron transferring of the energy. So that is the interaction of the signal along with the helix will be becomes very closer to the particular phenomena. That is the thing. The electrons entering into the helix at 0 fold not affected by the signal. So why? Because when these electrons are get accelerated, here I mentioned here. So this is the time here. So this is the electron beam. This is the electrical field. So when the electrons are entered into the electrical field, they are should be accelerated. Similarly, where the electrons are entered into the retarded field, they are should be the deaccelerated. So that is the interaction of the electron beam in the helix. So here the interaction of electron beam and electrical field. So here observe here. So we have some retarded field. So this is the retarding field. So this is called retarding field. When the electrons are entered into this retarding field, all electrons are be get deaccelerated. Similarly, when electrons are entering into this accelerating field, all electrons are get be accelerated. So acceleration and deacceleration fields are applied to this electrical field with respect to the electrical beam position. So that's why here I mentioned when electrons are entering into the particular helix, so an electrical field is accelerated. Similarly, during in the retarded field, all electrons should be deaccelerated. So that accelerating and deaccelerating fields are occur for every half cycle of the electron beam. Clear? Therefore, what happened at the collector, bunch of the electrons will be formed, and all these bunches are shifted by pi by 2. And each electron in the bunch counts for a stronger retarding field. So micro energy of these particular electrons are delivered by this electron bunch. So therefore amplification process can be accomplished. So this is called a simple process for the traveling wave tube. So that's why here I mentioned. So when this is the path. So this is the path of the electron beam. So this is the path of the electron beam. If you are having the electric force, so all accelerated and deaccelerating forces are be done simultaneously in the helix traveling wave. So like a previous structure, two cavity in a two cavity cluster, we have two cavity gaps, whereas in reflex only one gap. But here traveling wave tube is is a amplification device that should be available with this small phenomenon. So that is this is suppose electron beam. So all accelerating and deaccelerating forces are we encounter. So this is the all electron beam. The electron beam. This is the electron beam. This is called retarded and this is called accelerated. So all incoming electrons which are be associated with the axial field penetrate with each other. Automatically some net forces are exerted in between this electron beam, and that velocity should be equals to velocity of the light multiplied by ratio of the helix pitch to the circumference. And also this electron beam which is associated with this field are simply at the zero field there is no field. So when electrical field is zero, automatically there is no net electrical field is observed for the particular velocity of the signal. That's why here I write some point. In the way if the electrons entering with the zero fold, so not affected by the signal wave. So that is that under zero field there is no motion, there is no movement of electrons. Slowly when the electrons are entered, when the electrons are entered into the particular field, automatically we will follow the step-by-step procedure for the generation of these electrons. Continue the mechanism. So when electrons are associated with the accelerating electrical field, all should electrons are have the accelerating forces. Similarly, when the electrons are entering into the retarding field, all the electrons are get deaccelerated with the particular field. So this accelerating and deaccelerating, they are able to form a bunch, that are be bunch of electrons during the when the electrons are entering into the particular field. Nothing but before entering into the helix Stroeve structures, the field attained by the electrons are zero. Clear? When electrons entering into that particular electrical field, the field value, that is during at a null field, all electrons are entering into the particular slow wave structure. When the electrons are getting slowly according to the acceleration and deacceleration sources, so they are be availability according to the beam formation. Let's come to the next point here. So when DC velocity of the electrons are slightly greater than axial velocity, more electrons are be available retarding field than in the axillary field, and a greater amount of energy is transferred from the beam into the electrical field. So this is the main principle of the helix traveling wave. What if the microwave signal is again in turn amplified, is nothing but that is the availability of the signal that should be entering into the particular beam. Clear? So in this traveling wave tube, these acceleration deceleration of electrons further yields to provide the greater energy of the greater energy that will be treated as microwave signal. So when we are applying signal at RF input, that RF input signal is quite amplified, so that microwave signal voltage is converted, amplified by the amplified field. And what is the importance of the magnets are nothing but this axial magnetical field is able to prevent the spreading of this electron beam that should travels down to the field. So therefore, a bunch of electrons are able to get the electrical field at this frequency. Therefore, they are able to get the new amplification of the microwave signals, which are be availability at the output of the microwave field. Likewise, when you are applying some RF input through this helix, so automatically these focusing magnets are trying to adopt this signal, which is the constant magnetical field. So these electrical beam is trying to encapture all the be so therefore in this way a good amplification can be done by this traveling wave tube. Therefore, apply after application of this RF input signal, entire wave that should be comes after the RF output stage. These are the some characteristics of the traveling wave tube discussed here. So the traveling wave tube has frequency range up to 3 gigahertz and bandwidth is available up to 0.8 gigahertz. Similarly, efficiency 40%, power output up to 10 kilowatt, power gain up to 60 dB. So in next video lecture, we will able to discuss continuation of this traveling wave tube. So in this video lecture, we discussed what is the structure and what is the operation of the electron beam in the helix traveling wave tube. So this helix traveling wave tube is used to just to amplify the microwave signal, where the signal is applied at RF input terminal. So during at RF output terminal, we got amplification of the microwave signal, which is in very good amplified signal. Clear? So thank you for watching this video lecture.